Hey, let's go walk one of America's most valuable pieces of real estate together, the Magnificent Mile, where I am here in Chicago. Now, riots and looting took place here in 2020, so let's go look ourselves with boots on the ground. Have businesses moved out? Are storefronts gone? Does the area feel safe and vibrant today like a city should? Here in Chicago, the Magnificent Mile is one of the three priciest locations for commercial real estate in all of America today. We're going to see some of the biggest buildings in both America and the world, including a huge Trump Tower. I'm Keith Weinhold. This is Get Rich Education. Hey, go ahead and put a like on this video if you like what we're doing on this live real estate field trip. Let's go.
Here it is. It was real estate developer Arthur Rubloff that named this downtown district of Chicago the Magnificent Mile in the 1940s. And look at it today. Vibrant pedestrians there. A really impressive entrance. We're looking at the southern end of it here, and I'll walk north for a while with skyscrapers both old and new. That's the Chicago River. There's the Trump building. Speaking of real estate names, love him or hate him, that is indeed the seventh tallest building in the entire U.S. Trump actually went through quite a policy battle to get his name put on the front of the building just like that. So I just crossed that bridge over the Chicago River. That's the same one that they turned green for St. Patrick's Day. So I'm walking Michigan Avenue here for nearly this entire video. That's the heart of the Magnificent Mile here on a Thursday afternoon. Now we're going to get a lot darker here after I walk this street so that you get both sides, the good and the scary bad of American cities. Yes, that's NBC's office tower there. In recent years, the Magnificent Mile has added trees and these flower-filled medians like you see right in front of me there. Now, you'll see me video the storefronts of a number of businesses. That includes luxury retailer names that you find along here, upscale department stores, restaurants, both residential and commercial buildings, financial service companies, and some pretty nice hotels. Yep, there it is, the Magnificent Mile. Now understand that Chicago's downtown office vacancy rate, it's now 24%. That's pretty high. It's up from 23% at the midpoint of this year. And yep, there is both an underground train and an L train, elevated train, above street level here in Chicago. And before we're done, I'll share something with you that details a collapsing American city. But you know, I think the important thing for you to remember here is that some people that haven't been to Chicago lately, what they do is they just seem to pigeonhole the entire city. And that's just because they watch the news and they hear about crime, and a lot of that is concentrated on the south side. That's not where we are. See, Chicago's metro population is 9.5 million. That's more than the entire nation of Israel. So of course, just like any city or nation, you're going to have massive prosperity differences across it. And as we walk this, understand we're just a few hundred yards inland from one of the Great Lakes, Lake Michigan. Yep, Chicago is a beach town. So let's look around here since the looting took place, police presence and more. Now, this security guard, Damon, he was pretty friendly in chatting with me. I found him inside the Breitling Watches store during a night of wild riots and looting here in 2020, and that stemmed from Chicago's police shooting of a black person in nearby Englewood, Illinois. Damon there, he told me that he was a personal trainer at that time, but his family lives in Chicago, and they served on the police force. Well, the looting, you know, that kind of scared him off. That did not cause him to join the police force right away. He wanted to wait until things calmed down before he joined. Okay, so locals were shaken up, and as you can see here, things have calmed down quite a bit. And by the way, Damien did not let me inside the store until I made eye contact with him at the door. You can see how smash and grabs would be popular in an expensive watch store. And yeah, as you see, some vibrant musicians there having a good time, the saxophone player, the dancer, and in the background there, that street, that basically ends at Lake Michigan. So we're looking at the heart of America's third largest city and second most impressive skyline. We are right down inside that right now. Of course, in the United States, only Manhattan has a more impressive looking skyline. And look, there's the sign of construction and cranes. I saw some evidence of that there. That's growth, that's new investment. And look at that great Burberry building, the way that it's wrapped with that classic Burberry pattern. Really beautiful. And by the way, the week before this, I spent it in Denver, and just anecdotally, there's the Magnificent Mile sign again, just anecdotally on a per capita basis in Denver, I saw more construction and cranes than I saw here in Chicago. Now, it had been rainy here on the Magnificent Mile shortly before I shot this video. Had it not been, I think we would have seen even more pedestrians, even more vibrancy here in, again, what is the third most expensive commercial rent here in the entire United States. So you're going to get more of the affluent types here. And yes, the Cubs store, the Chicago Cubs, the lovable baseball team that plays in the brick-lined Wrigley Field. They represent the north side of Chicago, where their stadium is. You've got the Chicago White Sox on the south side of Chicago. There is a building permit sign, yet just another sign of some new investment taking place. I saw 3 vacant storefronts in total along here. I really encourage you, come see Chicago. The lake, the giant Willis Tower, Chicago riverboat tours, the history and sports and entertainment, impressive skyscrapers and museums. Now, I slept in a hotel on Michigan Avenue here for a full week, and I slept with the blinds open because I was so impressed with the skyscrapers. Vibrant rooftop restaurants, just a lot to do here in Chicago. And again, you see more leasing opportunities available there. Not a lot of vacancy, not a lot of vacant storefronts, so really some confidence. This building right here, this black building, that was formerly known as the John Hancock Center. It's got a more boring name today, 875 North Michigan Avenue. It's huge, it's over 1,000 feet tall. That was once the tallest building in Chicago. When it was built in the 1960s, it was the first building outside of New York City to rise at least 1,000 feet, and it's still the 13th tallest building in the U.S. So just another example of impressive places all over. So, in summary here, Chicago's Magnificent Mile, that's recovered really well from the looting, but it left its shadow because there's still a mildly heightened security presence here. Now, let's get a lot darker and look at the other side now. Check out this next video where you'll see more of my face on this dark collapse of American cities video.